Developing now, 2 children under the age of 10 are the latest victims of gun violence in the Valley. One of those young victims did not survive. The other one remains in the hospital tonight. The shooting happened just after 6 yesterday evening at an apartment complex in the Southeast Valley. Fox 5's Danny Maston is speaking with people who live where this all happened.
This was the scene for those living at Town and Country Manor near Boulder Highway in Harmon after police say 2 children were shot.
It's just too much.
Police say shots were fired through the wall of the victim's apartment from another unit.
It was like in a movie. I mean, especially seeing that kid on the gurney.
One young boy died at the hospital and the other is expected to survive.
I have a 1-year-old nephew, and it really just, people don't realize bullets go through walls.
Residents left with many unanswered questions as the suspect remains at large.
What's the real story? And if this person, shot through the walls, why did he do it? And where is he now?
Residents say police came knocking on their doors this morning with a pastor offering support.
The pastor's like, if you want some assistance or anything, and I thought that was nice.
Police say they are searching for the suspect and investigating. I'm Danny Maston, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
If you have any information about the incident, contact Metro Police. We've also reached out to the coroner's office. They say the identity of the victims has not yet been released.